peace and love to all the Asiatics, the Muslims. I'm gonna give a shout out to all the soldiers, the men and the women, the veterans that's out there. Yeah. You know, it's crazy about how people they got a lot of passion. But if they really would understand that a lot of the soldiers, the men and the women that came back from over there, from whether it was Iraq or whether it was Vietnam or it was Kuwait, whether it was anywhere over there, anywhere in the world, they really don't give the veterans, they just do. A lot of the veterans right now, like my pops is a veteran. My pops is a veteran. And he wouldn't even really tell me too much about what was going on in the like Vietnam and stuff like that. He wouldn't really talk to us about stuff like that. It's like up until now, he talks about, shout out to the Moor out there in Toledo. He talks to, like, if I ask him questions now, years later about, what happened in Vietnam and what happened. So shout out to all the veterans, the men and the women that was putting up the good fight. But I look at it like, how dirty does the U.S. corporation do to the veterans? The veterans, for all the stuff that you want to say about, the wars and everything that went down, look at how they treat the so-called veterans. Just look at look at the health care that they get. Just look at the gratitude that the U.S. corporation gives the veterans. It ain't what you think it is. Yeah, they might get like a check, or they might get like a little pension or something like that, but it ain't like how it's supposed to be. It ain't. Because they went over there risking life and limb off manufactured wars over there. They didn't even get started with that conversation. How many of y'all have seen that clip by Muhammad Ali when he was saying that he went over there, he told the people that was over there, like he said some people came up to him one time and they was like, after he said he wasn't going to get drafted. And a lot of them, the Asians that were saying about, go home, this ain't your war. A lot of the Asians, like my pops would tell me that a lot of the Asians, they call our people over there, they called the Moorish people over there, they called us soul brothers and soul sisters. This is what a lot of the Asians will refer to us as, like Moorish people that thought that they was black, that went over there to fight in Vietnam, that went over there to fight in the wars and whatnot. And they didn't want to go to war with our people. They didn't want to go to war with Moorish people. And my pops told me one time, I was cutting his hair, and he told me that he said it was some people out there called the Mau Mau people. All right. The Mau Mau people that was over there in Asia, he said they were the U.S. government corporation, the U.S. military, they would use the Mau Mau people to track their own people. You feel me, more? Exactly, more. So when we talk about paying homage to the veterans, the men and the women, you got to look at the treatment of not only the veterans, the men and the women, but look at what they put us in. They recruit us to put us in something that we should never even be in. We shouldn't even participate in nothing with the U.S. corporation. We the people keep putting ourselves into these things that we shouldn't even put ourselves in. We shouldn't even put ourselves into these type of situations with these people, because what is the treatment like? I don't care if they're Albion. I don't care if they're Moore. When they go to war that's manufactured by the U.S. corporation, who's the one that benefits from that? It's always the big companies that benefit from war. It's the big companies that benefit. It ain't the little people. You know how much it costs to make a helicopter? Do you know how much it costs to make a M16? Do you know how much it costs to make an army tank? A Navy ship? So it's not we the people that benefit from going to war. This is why I give love and props, and I give a salute to the veterans that's out there, because fam, we the ones that risk their life and limb. Like the veterans, they risk their life and limb to fight something that they ain't even had no business even being a part of, whether they was a Moore or Albion. Like, what are you getting out of participating in their corporation? Nothing but a loss of life, family member gone. You get a corporate banner put on your casket, and who gets all the proceedings and the bread from that? All these big corporations, these big tech corporations that make all these military weapons. It ain't we the people. It's not, fam. You see, the energy, frequency, and vibration is changing on the planet right now. It's changing on the planet. People starting to want to know. They don't want to guess no more. They want to know answers. What's going on? Why is it going on? How is it going on? Who doing it? People now starting to get tired of the BS. And we want to know answers now. That's the part that I'm loving right now. Like, people really starting to get tired of just being tired. You feel me? It's time for the Great Awakening. The Great Awakening is on right now. The Great Awakening is on. Straight up. The Great Awakening is on. The Great Awakening is on. So before they just shut this beam out, before they shut it off, on the last beam out I just did, I guess I was saying something got too hot. They trying to shut it down. So it's just about reawakening and realizing what everything is really about. If it's not about your integrity, if it ain't about your character, if it ain't about helping each other out, helping your family out, building the infrastructure, if it ain't about that, standing on principles, if it ain't about love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, then what is it about then? Because you got a dark entity that got a web, like a net over people's brains. And they keep thinking it's about colorism. They keep thinking that it's about luxury brands, drip. They think it's about fast cars and all that shit. They think it's about material. They not realizing that all that shit, those little shiny little objects, all that's just an illusion. All those shiny little objects are just an illusion to distract we the people and to get us to fight against each other, when the U.S. corporation can be overturned by we the people. It's just that we the people have to be competent in law and history. That's the holdup. This is why constitutional law, history, true history is not taught in the General Board of Miseducation. This is why it's not taught there. Because if we the people start knowing that materialism is an illusion, and we start knowing like the people that's behind the curtain, the so-called U.S. corporation, are the ones that's putting we the people in harm's way, then it's gonna be a explosion outside. Because you're gonna stop looking at things for what you believe they are to what they are, to what you know they are. That's the holdup. That's really the holdup. And a lot of people have been mentally conditioned to not look at things how they really are. They look at things how they want things to be, or want them to be how they believe they should be. You got to look at things for how they are. Straight up. And that's what law and history come together at. If you're looking at how things are for real, then you're going to stop playing with yourself, being so naive out here in this world where you like, I'm going to be looking at things for how I want them to be. I won't change. How you won't change, but you don't want to do things to change. You don't want to make the change become real. You want things to just change out of nowhere. It's not going to work like that. And if you keep thinking that the U.S. corporation got your best interest, you playing it to what they want you to be. They playing you like a violin, G. It's like a violin with you. They just keep playing you. Straight up. They gonna keep playing you. They'll keep raising up issues that ain't got nothing to do with we the people. Because they know that we the people have been indoctrinated. They know that we the people are in a mentality where they think that they have to vote to get people to make change happen. See, that's a part of the game. Look up the word register in a Henry Campbell's Black's Law Dictionary, Ancient and Modern Jurisprudence. Look that book up and then look that definition up. Henry Campbell, Black's Law Dictionary, Ancient and Modern Jurisprudence, 4th edition. Look that book up and look up that definition of register. They got people out here so concerned about the election, and they think that people actually think that they went down to a booth, whatever they from, they went in there and they signed a piece of paper. And they think that that piece of paper is actually going to be the paper that's going to change something. Freedom don't work like that. You can't vote your way out of nothing when it comes to issues like freedom. Freedom is some shit that you got to mentally get in your head like, I ain't going no more. I seen a clip by Denzel. Denzel, when he was playing Malcolm X, he say, is the sheep wrong for not wanting to get eaten by the wolf? Is the sheep wrong for standing up against the wolf? Or is what is it? Would the sheep be wrong for picking up something to crack the wolf over the head with, hypothetically? No. The sheep has a right to life. The sheep has a right to live. Wolves, their job is to eat. So by nature, they are designed to eat the sheep. So it's not so much of right and wrong. It's a natural law and order of things. Nature and law go together. Just like if you want to look at the sheep having a right to defend itself, it has every right to defend itself. Nobody want to get ate. So when they say, does the sheep have a right to defend itself against the wolf? Of course it do. The wolf the wolf only knows to eat. So it's going to hunt. And it's going to find, just like in the animal kingdom, if you find somebody that's naive and it left the pack and it didn't stay around the elders, by law and order, by nature, you have the right to be eaten. You have the right to be eaten. This is why law and order go together. Why y'all think it's a TV show called Law and Order? The wolf is only being its natural self. Just like a shark is only being its natural self. Predators are going to be predators. This is what they do. So it's not right. It's not so much good and bad in this reality, this world that we live on. It's more so knowing the laws of nature, knowing the laws of self, universal laws. See, once we the people start getting competent on the laws of nature and how things really work, we will be able to compartmentalize emotionalism. See, it's nothing wrong with having emotions. Emotions are a natural thing. It's nothing wrong with having emotions. Like, people that think like when you say you are more, they think like you supposed to be like a robot. like you supposed to be emotionless. And you ain't supposed to crack a smile. You ain't supposed to crack jokes. You ain't supposed to laugh. That's not what being a Moor is. A Moor does not mean being emotionless. Emotions are a part of the human experience. But you don't want to get so caught up where your emotions supersede your intelligence. Then you got problems. If you letting your emotions supersede your intelligence, now you just gonna lead with how you feel instead of what you know. That's where a lot of people getting caught up in this conundrum, where they think that when you say that you are more, that you don't have feelings and you don't have emotions. Nah, that's not it. That's not it, man. You suppose we all share emotions like happiness, joy, peace. Those are emotions. When your mind is at peace, you feel better about yourself. When you happy, you smiling. When you sad, you're crying, you're frowning, or somebody's angry. It's just knowing the 7 basic emotions. It's 7 basic emotions. Once you start recognizing the emotions, you can start to differentiate and compartmentalize. Is this require me to be emotional, or should I use logic and reason? Because you can never really name a situation that logic and reason are outweighed by emotion. Now, you have situations where emotions will be so strong, but if you thinking about things like solution-based things, I'm not talking about feelings. Logic and reason, you go there because that's the compass. But you can have, it's nothing wrong with having emotions. It's just being in control of yourself. Self-control. Exactly, more, because motion, the emotion is just the emotion. It's just the energy in motion. That's all emotion is. So are you in the mindset where you're so full of yourself, you so narcissistic that you can't evaluate, all right, this ain't all about me and my big dumbass ego. This is about a solution. This ain't about me saying I'm right and you wrong. This ain't about that. This is not why we're here for this human experience. We're here to discover why we are here. That's why we're here. The understanding of that will be a life changer. If you start to look at things like, all right, I know that I'm here, and you asking the creator, why am I here? We're not here for that. We're here to understand why we're here. When you get clarity on that, and that is the master question, why are you here? That is how you discover your purpose. Once you discover your purpose, then you can start looking at life and attacking things and balancing things in your life. Not asking the question, why am I here? You're here because you have lessons you need to learn. I have lessons I need to learn. You have to remember and reawaken things inside of self. This is why we study Islam, I, self, law, and master. Studying Islam gives us a vantage point. It gives us an eyesight, a hindsight, an insight on self. So you can look at things not just from one type of perspective. You can be able to look at things from not only one-sided track way, but you can multi-view. You can look at things from an emotional standpoint. You can look at things from an intelligence standpoint. You can look at things from higher frequencies, energies, and vibrations. So you're a complex thinker. You're a critical thinker. A lot of people think by being a critical thinker that they ain't gonna have a life out here. Like, if you don't think like everybody else think, then you gonna be somehow a weirdo. If somebody calling you a weirdo because you can think on multiple different levels and you look at things from multiple different angles, then let them call you a weirdo. Because it ain't your fault that you think at higher rates and different ways of life and different vantage points. If they calling you a weirdo because of that, that's fine. You rather have somebody call you a weirdo because you don't follow the crowd than a follower who follow the crowd and they call your ass a dummy because you going right down, you walking your ass right down to a hole in the floor, to a death trap, like a sheep. Let them call you a weirdo. If you thinking outside the box and they think that that's some weirdo type time, then I guess I'll be a weirdo then. If I don't go along to get along, I don't go to different places because I want to fit in, then let them call you a weirdo. Whole time, they the ones that's the goofies, because if they had a mind of their own, then they'll be thinking about, what's your purpose here? What's your purpose? What are you bringing awareness to? What are you doing on this planet right now that's bringing awareness with anything that's bogus with our people? What are you doing? And that's the thing that I see that make a lot of people uncomfortable, because they'll be like, we're not supposed to judge. I guess you didn't read the Holy Bible. I guess you didn't read the part where it says, judge, but judge righteously. I guess you skipped over that. You tried to omit that part of the Bible scripture because you probably one of them ones that be like, well, if I don't believe in the Old Testament, I guess you one of them people like that say, I'm not going to read the Old Testament. I'm just going to read the New Testament, but I'm going to remix it and take little bits and pieces and doctor it up and remix it like I want it to be. Exactly. John chapter 7, verse 24. I guess you didn't read that part of the Bible where it says that you're supposed to judge. We are supposed to judge, but judge righteous. It's nothing wrong with judging, because that's like taboo now. People, they don't like to be, and I was just building with my brother Juice. Shout out to him. Shout out to the East Side. Chicago shit. South Side, West Side, North Side. I was building with him, and we was on there talking about how, people, they don't like to be judged. They don't like to be criticized nowadays. A lot of people, they feel some kind of way. They feel some kind of way when you give them criticism. Now, I ain't talking about you hating on them. It's a difference between somebody hating on you and giving you positive criticism. It's a difference. I'm talking about somebody that's giving you positive criticism versus just hating on you. Because they'll look at it now like, if you give them positive criticism, they look at it as you hating on them. Nah, I'm just telling your ass the truth. Why are you looking at it like hate? And I'm telling you the truth, though. I'm telling you the truth, and you looking at it like it's hatred. See? This is why people mixed up outside. They in the blender. They look at things for what they want it to be versus what it is. If I'm telling you the truth about something and you take that as hatred, then you got a mental problem. You're in your own fantasy land. Because if you ask me, hey, if they'd be like, well, you didn't vote for who I voted for. So you see, when it start going like that, it's going left. Then you already know you dealing with somebody that's stuck in their own la-la land. That's what they're in a la-la land. You didn't vote for, have you ever read the Constitution? Do you know what Article 1, 2, and 3 say about voting? Do you know what it says do you know that the Constitution is the supreme law of the land? These are the type of conversations that all you got to do is just shoot them a hot question like that. Hey, do you know that what section of the Constitution says that about voting for the president? What section says that? Oh man, I don't want to talk about the Constitution and all that. Well then, how the hell you talking about voting then? Shut down. Emotional damage. Looking ass. They'll be talking about voting, and all you gotta do is say, hey, what section of the Constitution say about voting? What section says that about voting? See, they triggered. But if they knew constitutional law, it'll show you that we the people don't vote for the president. The president is selected by the electoral representatives from each so-called state. Like, and then they'll try to swing the argument like this. They'll say, because you got them right there. You got their ass in the guillotine. You got them in a blender, right? They'll try to pivot off that and say, our people died to vote. They try to go to that. Our people died to vote. Why you ain't voting? That's emotionalism. See, that's that la la land where they so emotionally triggered. They don't realize they don't have logic and reason at that point. They just going by stories that they got told, things that they believe in. They not going by what they know. They just gonna go by, our people died to vote and women have the right to vote. That's emotionalism. Do you know that the so-called Democratic Party, they're the ones who didn't want to get rid of slavery? Do you realize this? Do you realize this though? If we was just to talk about parties real quick, do you realize that the Democratic Party are the promoters of civil rights? Civil rights are not constitutional rights. Do you know this? Civil rights have nothing to do with the Constitution. Do you know why the Democratic Party, do you know why they loved Lyndon B. Johnson? Lyndon B. Johnson was the so-called president who was the one who not only was going to initiate the KKK, he was one of the ones who promoted the civil rights, aka Indian rights. And he said, if y'all get me in the office, I'm going to have these niggas voting Democrat for 200 years. Look it up. Look it up. All you got to do is Google it. The age of Aquarius. All you got to do is pull it up. This is why they put Lyndon B. Johnson in there. Because right after that, the Vietnam War kicked off. This is why they wanted Lyndon B. Johnson to get up in there. He did that with the KKK. He did that with the civil rights. He did that with the war of Vietnam. This is why they had to get JFK out the way. Because JFK, he was going to splinter all the 3-letter groups. JFK was the one standing in the way. So they had to get him out the way and install Lyndon B. Johnson. Lyndon B. Johnson, did you know? He also was an advocate for Planned Parenthood. Did you know that was a Democratic thing? So the so-called Democrats did not want to abolish slavery. The so-called Democrats are the promoters for the Planned Parenthood. They're the promoters of that. You say, facts. Somebody told you that we died for the right to vote. On God, more. This is the thing. Did you know that the first president for the Republic was John Hanson? John Hanson was a dark-skinned Moor. He's actually on the $2 bill, if you want to look it up. The guy that's sitting down on the $2 bill, he's the guy known as John Hanson. He was the first president for the Republic. So when they say Moors ain't never did nothing, Moors is the ones that sold out. Moors are John Hanson was the first president of the Republic, and the Republic was set up and established by the Moors. Who do you think set this government up over here? Who do you think set up the Department of Education, the Department of Energy, the Department of Agriculture? Who do you think set up the Department of all these departments? What the U.S. corporation did in 1871 is they had a coup d'etat. They usurped. Usurp means they submerged the republic and they brought out the democracy. They did it under the guise of we the people. So when people be out here thinking that constitutional law and awareness, it don't matter, you gravenly mistaken. Constitutional law and treaty law and universal law is everything. This is specifically why the founding fathers did not put in the Constitution a democracy, because a democracy throughout history, anybody who has went into a democracy has fallen. Every one of them, they've all fallen in the worst way, because that is like communism. Democracy is demonocracy. It's communism. It's a utilitarian type government. It's not we the people. It's actually anti-we the people. A democracy. This is why when you say the Pledge of Allegiance, that's why it says in there, United States Republic of the Constitution, and the republic to which it stands. This is why it's in there. It doesn't mention the democracy because democracies are anti-republic. Republic and democracy are two entirely different governments. The republic deals with individuality. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. This is why the republic was established. Because in a republic, we have individual rights. We have God-given unalienable rights or inalienable rights. This is why you have to go into this type of law. And this is why they don't promote this type of conversations, because it ain't fancy and cute. Because they got goofies up there who look like you and I, who would tell you, nah, we need to be talking about the republic. We need to bring out Megan Thee Stallion. We need to bring out Cardi B. We need to bring out Beyonce. You feel me? We need to bring out rappers. We need to bring out all the ass shakers and the twerkers. Do you know how degrading that is to the women? That the best representation, you bring out twerkers, strippers, you bring out dancers and entertainers. Malcolm X, El Hajj Malik El Shabazz spoke about this. He said that the liberals, what do? They bring out our own people as entertainers. And you start dancing, you start twerking, you forget about everything that's wrong because you too busy entertained. Your asses is entertained too much. I love entertainment, but if the entertainment goes too much inside your ass and now you forget about the problems because you're entertained. You see? Y'all know Gladiator 2 finna drop, right? Who do you think Denzel was playing in Gladiator 2? Shh. Man. Who you think Denzel playing in Gladiator 2? Denzel Washington is playing a Moor in Gladiator 2. If you didn't get the memo, look at the trailer of Denzel Washington playing in that movie. He's playing a Moor. He's playing a Moor in Gladiator 2. Do your homework. Do your homework on Carthage. Do your homework on Hannibal Barker Bay. Do your homework. So when you go out there and you see Gladiator 2 being played by Denzel in that movie, know the character that Denzel was playing. He's playing a Moor because a Moor means any dark-skinned person. So a lot of people out here today, they're waking up to the entertainment. They waking up to just, let me just dance and shake my ass and be entertained. You waking up to the realization, like, when they cut the lights on and your ass done dancing, now the party over now. And now your ass ain't got shit to show for all that shaking your ass and twerking. You ain't got shit to show. Kind of like how Kamala just vanished after she raised all that bread up. Y'all gave her 40 million in 24 hours. It's kind of like that. Kind of like that. Y'all gave her 40 million in 24 hours, and then she ghosted y'all ass. She ain't say bye. She ain't say thank you for your cooperation, for the help, and, the support. I ain't heard her have a comment yet. Yeah. She ain't even came out with a thank you. She ran off with the plug. And y'all let her. Again. Are y'all gonna do it again? Are y'all gonna do it again? She ran off with the plug again. The Democratic Party ran off with the plug again. Y'all was just, cause she got Beyonce. Screaming, hollering, goof ass. Cardi B. When have you heard Beyonce, Cardi B, Sexy Red, Eminem, Leonardo DiCaprio, Taylor Swift? When have you ever heard them speak about law and government or civics or anything? But y'all run y'all asses down there to be entertained. Don't you get it now? As long as they could keep y'all entertained, they got your attention diverted away from real shit. Which is, where that $90 million go from Black Lives Matter? Where that bread at? How come our people spend $1.4 trillion per year, but ain't got shit to show for it? But Balenciaga, Dolce & Gabbana, Prada, Thierry Hermes. Oh, you got all of that though. You got all these luxury watches, luxury glasses, luxury cars. You got the Phantom. What? You got the Bentley GT, the coupe, and you got all that spaceship shit, right? What do you own? That part. What do our people own? What do we own? So instead of just being entertained, look at it like all these NFL players, all these basketball players, all these NBA players, and all these soccer players, etc., etc., etc. What do our people own? The mic drop. It get quiet as hell. It get quiet as hell when the mic drop. When you ask that question, the whole mic drop. The whole crowd just turns silent. I'm talking about silent, radio silence. Yeah. When you ask that question to so-called black people, you say, for all the entertainment and the luxury brands that our people spend $1.4 trillion per year in, what do our people own? The mic drop, the crowd leave. Yeah. It get dead silent. It get pitch black. Cause everybody left. Everybody was lit a second ago. They was twerking, they was dancing, they was doing all this ass shaking shit. But as soon as you ask that question, everybody leave now. Cause that's gonna force people to be accountable. Oh, you don't want to be accountable though. Yeah. Oh, I gotta put him on the block list. Nah, he talking that shit. Put his ass on the block list now. Looking ass. Put him on the block list. He talking too much shit that I gotta think about. I don't want to think. I just want to be entertained. Looking ass. You just want to be entertained though. Meanwhile, don't you realize, do you got children? Do you got babies? Do you want your babies to grow up in the same toe off conditions that we had to go through and still going through? Because you know there's another way, right? You know there's another way. If you didn't know, now start knowing. In this age of Aquarius, it's the age of knowing. You can start knowing now. You can take your children out of the school system. You realize that, right? You don't have to have your children in a school system where they're being deliberately miseducated. Shout out to my brother Chris Dredd. He did a live the other day. He was on there talking about real shit. He was on there like, fam, he was on there like, they got us so messed up. You got people that don't even get an invite to the holiday no more, for the Thanksgiving dinner no more. You got shit like that going on. You got children in school, they might get screamed on by their mama before, or their father, maybe, if the father there, they might get screamed on. And see, that's an issue that we don't talk about. We don't like talking about things that really got concern and meaning about a lot of stuff if it's not entertaining. See, if it's not entertaining and feeding our own selfish ego, then we don't really like dealing with that shit. We like dealing with shit that kind of like strokes our ego. See, that's what people really like. People really like having conversations that stroke their ego to make them feel better about themselves. Do you realize how many families have been broken because of Planned Parenthood? Do you know how many families have been broken because of the social credit welfare system? Do you know how many children are growing up today? The young boys, they have to grow up without their father inside the house because they mama then got finessed by the so-called social credits welfare system. You know how many young boys that are out here fatherless? I'm talking about the young boys who have a father who want to be in their life. And their mama, it's like going to war, Vietnam, Iraq, Kuwait. It's like going to war with the mama because the father, he just want to raise his son up or raise his daughter up. And it's like going to war with her because of the social welfare credit system. Get the father out the household. And once the father's out the household, there is no more natural divine masculine energy that's there. The mama, she's not going to be able to raise that daughter or that son, especially the son, properly. That son is going to have a divine masculine energy, specifically his father there. Because that's what the son and daughter need. You need that. This is why Allah, the Creator, made us in the image and likeness of the Creator. You have to have balance in the household. But the social welfare credit system, they got women out here, they acting like, I don't need you. The hell I need you for? Shit, I'm getting EBT. Shit, my rent low as hell. I got a job now. I don't need your ass for nothing. That's how they programming our women out here on the daily. But people are so busy being entertained by these dating shows, Pop the Balloon, Pop Go the Weasel looking ass. They got all these podcasts that's encouraging more and more broken women to give out broken advice and broken men to give out broken advice to other men and women. And now you getting sucked in to these toxic, narcissistic, unhealed people who got microphones and they able to spew out all kind of toxicity all over the world. And the world looking at our people above Mexico like, I don't know what is wrong with these people that live in North America. I don't know what's wrong with these people. All of the people around the world, they want to come to America. They want to come to America. All the people around the world, they want to come to America. And the people that's living in America that's from America are out of their goddamn mind. I was just around a conversation where I heard people actually talking about light skin and dark skin. I'm sitting there like, it's 2024 now. Finna be 25. And you got people still talking about skin complexion. The spell is deep, fam. This shit is, it's so much of a deep spell. There needs to be like a total exorcism for this spell. And even when you tell people the definition of black means albino, when you show them that the definition of black means albino, it means pale, they still go the other way and fall their ass into the death trap. It's like a purge is happening on this planet. That's why I love what's happening right now on this planet right now, because all of the bullshit, the fuckery, the fake shit, it's all being exposed right now. Cat Williams kicked it off as far as like the regular social media. That's why that video is busting so hard, because he was telling people in the video, all lies will be exposed. So it don't matter it don't matter who you are. It's God's side and the other side. He was telling people in the video to prepare themselves. So even if you're not in tune with more science, you had somebody that was telling you in real time what to expect. And people acting like they don't know what to do right now. People literally are going to start cracking up. They're going to start going batshit crazy. Because they thinking that like the truth tellers are the tweakers. And the ones that's lying to you are the truth tellers. Yo, this is the world that we living in. The world that we living in is the truth tellers are looked at as conspiracy theorists. And the liars are praised for telling lies. Like Ye said though, I might sound crazy telling you the truth in a world full of lies. It's a world full of lies. So yeah, the truth tellers will sound crazy to you if you so brainwashed and conditioned living in a world full of lies. All you sucking up and eating is lie after lie after lie, thinking that they're telling you the truth. It doesn't matter if they look like you. That's an illusion. They have the perfect camouflage because they're predators. And again, a predator is going to be a predator. They have the perfect camouflage if they look like you, because if they look like you, you're not going to suspect that they're a predator because they lying to you. If somebody looks like you, think about the perfect disguise that they got. They look like you, so off top, you're going to look at them automatically. You know, our people conditioned to go by appearances. We program to go by what it look like. Not what it is, but what it look like though. See, how you look is going to get you looked at. You feel me? So if you looking the part, our people brainwashed and conditioned to look at you and give you some attention. Even if your intentions are diabolical, our people are going to look at you first. This is why the pastor come in there dripped up. This is why these congressmen come in there with the, you know what I'm saying? With the dress on, and they looking like you could trust them. See, this is why you don't judge a book by the cover, because it don't matter if they got sunglasses on with a scully on and a Morris star there, or a jacket on with, you know what I'm saying, with a white tee on. Them the ones that you need to start looking at, fam. Because the truth needs no apology. The ones that got to keep telling you over and over about you a color person or white people, or the people that's telling you it's the white man. Them the people you need to be looking out for. Because them the people, they got the perfect camouflage to keep lying to you. You need to go to this party. Turn up 24/7. You need to drink this shit right here. You need to smoke this shit right here. So, can you name off 10 books off the top of your head that you read? Can you name off 3 books off the top of your head that you read that uplift something? They can name 10 luxury designer brands, but can't name 10 books off the top of their head that they didn't read. That shit crazy. Yo, that shit is crazy. You can name 10 luxury brands off the top of the dome. You can name 10 things that you demand a man to do to take you out on a date. You demand 10 things a woman should do to be a wife, but you can't name 10 books that you read off the top of the dome? Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy, fam. For sure. That is crazy. Speaking about a wife, the roles on that been reversed. And that goes back to the social engineered social welfare credit system. The social welfare system is designed not only to remove the man out of the household and destroy the relationship with the children, the daughter and the son. It's not only that, it's also designed to be a perpetual slave maker. Do you understand? And the women out here a lot of women, not all, they don't realize they're willing participants because they go down to the European courts and they tell the person that's wearing a black robe that looks like death up there. They go tell that person up there their problems with the person that they chose to have a baby with or babies with. Do you see how crazy this shit is? You go to the European court, right? Let me get this straight. You go to the European court to tell a European your problems about how the person that you laid down with to procreate, how they're not doing what they should be doing, and how you want more money from this other person that you chose to lay down and have a baby with? Do you know how that shit is crazy? You going down to a European to tell them about your house problems like they care. All they care about is the money that they gonna make off this child support case, which is unconstitutional. Crazy. That's all they care. You think they care about your relationship with your child? The court system, the European courts, they don't care. They don't give a damn about your child, you, or your person that you made a baby with. They don't care about y'all. All they care about is how much is this court gonna benefit off this whatever they got going on. This spat that they got going on in front of us. That's all the court care about. They don't care about us. They don't care about our relationships. They don't care about what happened in the relationship. They don't care about the child. They don't care about none of that. All they care about is what can we make off this man and this woman out of this case. That's all they care about. So get out of the dream world where you think you're going to run down to the European courts and to go in front of a judge that's really a magistrate wearing a black robe to deliberate on you, your child, and the person that you chose to lay down with. Like, do you realize it's a diabolical plan? And what's something else that's interesting is I see a lot of shit online, like y'all do. What's really wild is they've conditioned a lot of our women to think that the men are not coming up to them, and the men are somehow more feminine now. The men are not being taught by man, because the man has been systematically removed from that role by you, because you keep procreating with dudes that don't want no family. They don't want no family with you. You just was on some hot shit, so you didn't put a condom on. Whatever happened, you end up making a baby with a dude who wasn't raised by a father. So the person that you chose to jump off and have sex with, they wasn't raised by a father. So they not going to be like, all right, let me step up, take care of my responsibilities with you, because I was raised with a father and a mother. So let me step up and take care of my baby, because regardless of if I fuck around with you or not in the future, I'm still going to take care of my responsibility with this baby that I procreated with your ass with. They wasn't raised by no father. So they don't know the other side, how to be a father or how to be a man, because they wasn't raised by no man. They was in the social welfare system. They raised by their mama or their grandmama. They don't know how to be no man. They didn't have no strong fatherly or masculine uncles or masculine cousins that could teach them and guide them. So you women out there that's complaining about why all these men so feminine, because a lot of these men, they weren't raised by a man. They weren't raised by a father. They were raised by a single mother who chose to go to the European court, put a case on them, or they had a baby with a guy who had a lot of things that was wrong with him internally. You said, oh, I'm going to go by, they look good. So they look good. You had sex with them. They weren't raised by no father. So now you get pregnant and they ghost your ass because they wasn't raised by a father to be like, all right, let me step up. She pregnant, fuck it. Let me do what I need to do then. You see? So if you wasn't raised with a father in the household and a mama in the household, you looking for a man out here to be man who weren't raised by man. This is why a lot of these girls who grow up to be women, this is why they have a lot of issues, because they never saw a man treat their mother like she's supposed to be treated, with love, with respect, with honor, with support, with truth, with decency. She didn't see that growing up. All she seen was her mama struggling day in and day out because it wasn't no father there, right? It wasn't no father there. So now all the daughter knows is to just be strong, independent, boss mind, a boss chick, worry about herself, worry about paying her own bills, because she never seen her mama have a man there, a husband there, a father there. You see, it's a duality thing right now. She never seen her father do day and day activities and love her mother. She never seen that. That's why a lot of women be like, I could do bad all by myself, because they have not been taught by a father. You understand? All they seen was their mama struggle. That's why. So when it comes to a man that's like, all right, look here, baby, I'm going to go 50-50 with you, or I'm going to go 70-30 with you. We going to work together for one common goal, for us to be prosperous, for us to be in love, and for our children to be straight and better off than we was. You feel me? That's what it's supposed to be. But if you remove the father out of the household and you fill the woman's ego cup all the way up, you're going to have a recipe for disaster. That's what you're going to have. No father in the crib. The mama got to work all the time. The child going to grow up without a father or mama there, because grandma got to raise them now. it's a recipe for disaster. That's what's happening. Do you see it? Then, not to mention, throw in social welfare system, throw in Section 8, throw in EBT, then throw in this whole boss chick mentality. I don't need a guy because I could do bad by myself. And then when you meet a man that stands on emotional intelligence, principles, discipline, self-love, self-respect, integrity, and dignity, and knows how to fully articulate thoughts, ideas, and words through conversations in real time, real speed, the woman is not used to that. She's not used to that type of dude. She's not used to that type of man. She used to little fuck boys who get emotional, get erratic, sporadic. They don't know how to control themselves. They want to argue, scream, and holler back and forth. When you're dealing with, see, high value has nothing to do with a dollar sign. High value men and high value women have nothing to do with a dollar sign. I'm going to say that for the ones that's in the back. Just because you got a price tag that you make, that does not qualify you to be high value. All right? Your principles, your character, what you stand for, your integrity, will it be compromised because of the dollar sign? Or will you keep your integrity and dignity regardless of how much they offering you? Are you going to keep your own dignity? Are you going to keep your quality character? Do you have positive attributes? Are you willing to be compromised for a dollar sign? See, it's that part right there that's missing. A lot of people put too much praise on, I'm looking for a high value man, a high value woman. And they looking at it from the wrong state of mind. They looking at it from a mind of materialism. They're not looking at it from a perspective of, are they a truthful person? Are they a loyal person? Are they an honorable person? Do they have integrity? Do they have character? You feel me? Is this a person that says what they mean and does what they say they gonna do? That type shit. Not just talking to talk. Is you walking out what you talking? Or is you one of them ones that's, I'm looking for a high value man because of the money they make. They could be a money maker, but they could be a degenerate ass individual. Just because they making dollar signs, that don't mean they qualify to be a high value individual. That's man or woman. Again, social welfare system. Don't let this social welfare system get in y'all head and get y'all to say, I don't need a man. You know how many videos I just seen today? Just scrolling on some scroll shit today. That women are out here complaining about the man selection that's out here. You got to realize that these men that you looking at, they didn't get raised by a father. Because a lot of the women from the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s, they said they didn't need no man. They said, I don't need a man. I want EBT, link card. I want Section 8. I want, you know what I'm saying? I want what I want. I'm finna boss up. I'm going to run to the European courts and tell them I need child support from this man. Like the court care about you, the man, or the child, or the children. They don't care. Or you caught up in Megan Thee Stallion, Sexy Red, Beyonce, Cardi B, twerking and shit. But then you want to put down twerking for a little while, and then you want to say, I want to go vote. What? Fam, get back to character, fam. Get back to quality. Get back to nationality. Get back to law and order. Get back to that shit. Get back to economics when it got something to do with indigenous people benefiting. Not foreigners. They coming all over here in our land. And we over here buying all they merch. And they taking our merch. Don't y'all see what they doing? You go to the store, right? Wherever you stay at right now. Wherever you live at right now. Right? Wherever you at right now in your neighborhood. Like I'm in the rack. Like wherever you at. You notice when you go to the gas station that, and it's a foreigner there, maybe from Palestine or wherever they from, Kuwait or whatever, Africa, wherever they from, you notice how they'll have somebody working there for about 3 to 6 months, maybe a year. And then after they get their bread there, they ship them off and then they bring somebody else in rotation. This is what they doing. See, they come in here, they get the bread off our people, put a bulletproof plexiglass up. Our people go in there and consume with these people, buy their merch, right? Then they leave whole time and they bring somebody else back in their place. So they keep recycling the bread and it stays in their community. It stays in their family. It stays in their pockets. Meanwhile, the people over here that live above Mexico keep complaining and keep talking about, oh, you dark skinned, or you light skinned. Oh, what kind of clothes is that? You ain't on shit. What kind of shoes is that? You ain't really on shit. What kind of jacket is that? What kind of coat is that? Goofy shit. That shit goofy as hell. Oh, what kind of watch is that? Yeah. That watch that you talking about that costs all that bread, that shit just tell time. So you talking about you got a Breitling or whatever. That watch, it just tell time. You got an Apple Watch, you got a Samsung watch. You know that shit just tell time, right? Oh, you could talk on it now. So you could be like this, right? Looking ass. Who cares? Declaration Rights of Indigenous People says you got the right to economics, you got the right to resources, you got the right to land, you got the right to smoke cannabis if you want to, or hire your own dispensary if you want to. But you think that you got to have a license from the Europeans to give you permission to get a dispensary or to smoke cannabis. It's in the Declaration Rights of Indigenous People. You have the right to all that shit. You don't need no permission. But you activate that by having a declared nationality, though. And that right there is the point that needs to be made. If you out here talking about you're Moroccan, you out here talking about you need to go to a consulate, you out here talking about you a crayon color, Indian, a Pan-African, if you are under the spell of colonization and denationalization, you are participating as a modern day slave. On my soul. You are participating in your own slavery, your own miserable condition. Everything is mine. I tell my babies this yesterday. They ask me, they say, Daddy, what is heaven and what is hell? And I'm like, well, heaven and hell are a state of mind. Heaven and hell are a state of mind. They're like, what you mean it's a state of mind? I say, because the mind is all. The mind is everything. How you think, you literally will manifest heaven or manifest hell. It's a state of mind. How we think, the energy frequency waves, the vibrations that we give with our words, that's what we have the power to manifest and create. You can manifest and create your own heaven or your own hell. It's up to you what type of energy, frequency, and vibes that you give out. Because what you put out, the universe gonna give you. So if you keep putting out negative negative, that's all you gonna receive. It ain't no good man out here. All that's gonna come into your life is negative man. For you women out there. If you one of them women out there that keep saying it ain't no good man out here, that's all you gonna come across. All you gonna come across is negative dudes in your DMs, in your life, in the grocery store, in the library, wherever you go. You gonna keep saying that narrative. Guess what? All you gonna keep coming across is negative man. And for you dudes out there, if you keep saying all these chicks out here is gold diggers, Joe, all these chicks out here ain't on shit, all these chicks out here is just 304s, that's all you gonna keep coming across. You not gonna have no versatility in your lineup. You ain't gonna have no versatility in your roster if all you keep perpetuating and manifesting is all these women out here ain't on shit. That's all you gonna keep attracting to yourself. What you put out is what you get back. You keep putting out negative, that's all you gonna get back. Stop reversing that and put out something positive. Put out something positive. Shit, that's universal law. You get out what you put in. And what you put out, you gonna get back. As within, so without. As above, so below. It's electromagnetism. We as divine masculine men, we are electric. We are the electric spark of the universe. All right? Not to get too, know what I'm saying? But we as Moorish men, we are the divine electric spark of the universe. The divine masculine energy. Women, on the other hand, are the divine feminine electromagnetism. So we are attracted to the magnetism. So we as the divine masculine man are the electricity. You women, you Moorish women, you are the divine feminine magnetism. So we are attracted to each other. It's a magnet. It's electromagnetism. We are attracted naturally, divinely to each other. So where's all the static coming from? Or we want to distance ourselves from each other. That's the crazy shit. We need each other. This is why we're created divinely to be opposite energetically from each other. Men are electricity. Women are the magnets, the magnetism. Cujo, it's not more. We are supposed to be opposite. We're not the same. If we're talking about spiritually, yeah, we are the same because we spiritually come from one source. We come from Allah. In law, yeah, we are the same because all you feminists that's out there, you pro-feminists, you cannot name one law that a man has over a woman. You can't do it. You can't do it. All you feminists that's out there, all y'all that can hear my voice that's out there, you cannot name one law that a man has over a woman. You can't do it. Because in the Declaration of Independence, what does it tell us? It says, men and women are endowed by the Creator with unalienable rights. Bing bong. Unalienable rights. So the whole feminist conversation is ludicrous. It's BS. Anytime a feminist come up to you, or you might be having a conversation somewhere, and it might be a low-key feminist, you might have triggered her for saying something, hit him in the head with this. Well, the Declaration of Independence says that both men and women are endowed by the Creator to have unalienable rights. Watch how it's total radio silence. Total radio silence. It's going to be nothing to talk about from them. Total silence. Constitution. All you gotta do is start getting more competent in law. You can shut all these people down. This is why they don't teach constitutional law and treaty law. Know it now. The Americas was established not as a Christian nation. No. The Republic was established by Islam. I, self, law, am master. Islam, every head, every tongue will confess and bow to Islam. Yes, sir. Every head will bow. Every tongue will confess in the name of Allah. Everyone. So it doesn't matter how it looks right now. It could look crazy. It could look like pandemonium outside. Stay the course. Stay on the straight way. Don't get too high. Don't get too low. Stay the course. Just stay the course. And the course is our self-law and master. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Arm, leg, arm, head. That's the straight way. That's the path. You stay on that path, you're going to be good. Every knee will bow. Every tongue will confess. So when they say, you're not supposed to judge me. You can't judge me. Yeah, you have you read the Bible? Have you read the Bible at any point in time recently? John chapter 7 verse 24? Have you read that scripture? Judge righteously. That means to judge the right way. Judge the right way. That's what judging is supposed to be. And when you judge, before you judge, we are supposed to use critical thinking, because critical thinking comes before the judgment. You don't think critically after you judge. You think critically before you judge, because otherwise you'll be judging a book by the cover and you not knowing what it's really about. That's why you got to gather all the facts up. That's why you got to gather all the knowledge you can up, because there might be a point in time to come where you're not going to see these beam outs and lives from Canaan Land Moors, Grand Sheik Cujo. You might not be seeing none of these lives and whatnot. You might not seeing no more on social media for maybe a temporary time. I don't know. But what I do know is you want to gather up as much knowledge as you can now. Forget about the election. That's history. Gather up as much knowledge as you can ahora mismo. Because if you not knowing, then somebody else could be telling you anything. And you out here depending on somebody else to tell you something, instead of you taking accountability and responsibility and saying, I need to know this for me right now. I ain't got time to ask nobody no questions. I need to know what's going on right now for me. You feel me? So I could tell my children what's really going on, so they not getting sent off. They know what's going on. Real shit. Chill, man. You know, I hope y'all got something from this beam out though, man. You know, they was tweaking with the feed, and you know how they play. You know what I'm saying? You know how they play. You know how they go. You know, whatever. You said, can you drop some essential book titles? Some essential book titles I would say get. It's too many to name right now. It's just too many. What I would tell you is to go to khalifamedia.com. Go there now. khalifamedia.com. I could just name off like about 100 at your head right now, like essential books to get. But I would just say on the short, brief side, go to khalifamedia.com. Go there more and just grab everything that you can off that website right there, khalifamedia.com. But if you do want to go to a book list, I got a book list in the highlight section on this page. You could go there and it's like, I think like maybe like 50 books on there or something like that. Maybe 50 or it's like 50 or under on the book list that I got on this page right here. So you could go there if you just want something quick, like some titles. You could go there and snatch something. But I would suggest khalifamedia.com. I would suggest Khalifa Society. I would say No Doubt, No Contradiction, Canaan Land Moors. Go on their YouTube. Watch all their videos. I would say that. Go there and just study. Go watch everything on there. Definitely go to rvbaypublications.com. Go there. Live on there. Rent free. Live on RV Bay Publications rent free. Just live on there. You ain't got to worry about paying rent. You ain't got to worry about doing none of that shit. Just go there and just live there rent free. Yes, sir. Just go there, fam. Just go there and live rent free on there. Don't worry about it. All right? Study off that. But it's a lot of Moors, G. It's a lot. It's why I say I love this time that we in right now, because it's a lot of upright Moors that are actually doing the work and are actually being fearless and speaking out. This is what we need. We need a lot of Moors to start being vocal, to start getting bold, to start speaking up and speaking out. Not just knowing the information, but you staying quiet. Start getting bold. You ain't got to be no master teacher and all of that. Just you being you. You having the energy, frequency, vibration, the love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. You having that internally in your heart. That is going to resonate with the frequency, the energy, and the vibration that's out here. You ain't got to be no master. You be like, I ain't no master teacher. I don't know where to start at. Just start. Soon as you start and your heart is sincere, Allah gonna help you anyway. Allah is gonna help you anyway. You don't have to be a master teacher or none of that yet. Just start. Just start. Be sincere. Keep your integrity and your dignity. You feel me? And your character. Allah is gonna send messengers to you and start giving you downloads, so you're going to start seeing stuff anyway. From the 6D. You feel me? From the 9D. The 9 ethers are going to start coming down. You're going to start receiving downloads anyway. But you got to be sincere. You can't be trying to look at this for a come up. You can't be trying to look at this like you about to make a stain or some kind of, it's not working like that. In this age of Aquarius, you got to be 100, fam. That's it. You got to be 100. You got to be a straight up warrior out here. Stop looking for clout and all that shit. I don't do none of this shit for clout. Just start being 100. Everything that you looking for is going to be rewarded to you anyway. Honor your mother, your father, so your days shall be longer on the earth that God has given thee. Start honoring your divine mind. Start honoring your mother, which is the holy breath. Start honoring Mother Nature. Real shit. Start honoring your father and your mother. That's your divine mind. And be yourself. Stop trying to fit in. Stop trying to keep up with the Joneses. You ain't got to try to keep up with the Joneses. For what? Just be yourself. And you're going to be all right. All right? I hope y'all got something from this beam out, though. Straight up. I don't know. It might be a beam. It might be a beam out later. I got something cooking in the oven right now. Man, I got some cooking in the oven right now. Right now. Right now. Just it's cooking in the oven. It's marinating. It's marinating in the oven right now. Straight up. So be on the lookout for that. Like I said, go to khalifamedia.com, rvbaypublications.com, Canaanland Moors. Go on there. Khalifa Society. Go there. Rise of the Moors. Go to Rise of the Moors Charities. What is it? Rise of the Moors Charities? I don't know if I'm saying that right. But go to Khalifa Media. Just DM her. Go to Khalifa Media, DM her. She'll put you in tune. There's a trip coming up. Oh yeah, it's a trip coming up for all y'all that's interested. All you Moors that's interested. It's a trip coming up down there in ATL. So get in tune with Khalifa Media. DM her. It's a trip coming up. It's a meetup, meet and greet, all that type of good stuff. It's down there in the A though. So be on the lookout for that. That's finna pop up real quick. Khalifa Media. DM her. What is it? You say, yeah, mercycharities.org. I'm gonna pin that up now. mercycharities.org. Go to that. That's for like donations. riseofthemoors.org. Go on there. Yes, sir. So go on there, and you know, it's Moors that you know all coming from all around the world. So check that out. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. I was saying this the other day. If y'all ain't got nothing to do tonight, like say if you just want to watch a movie or something, and you want some real entertainment that's action packed, watch this movie called Infinite. Fire. Infinite. Watch that tonight. You ain't got shit to do? Turn that on and turn all the lights off and turn that shit all the way up and just lock in. Get your popcorn, do what you got to do for your, you feel me? Do what you got to do for your concessions. But turn that on, turn the lights off and turn that shit up. That shit lit. Telling you right now, G. I'm telling you right now. It's on Prime. Telling you right now. G, this shit goes so hard. You gonna be like, hey man. That whole time the movie came out like in 21 though. It came out like in 21. Crazy, fam. But I'm finna get some food though. Alright? I'm gonna holler at y'all more though on the next one, man. Alright? I don't know if I'm gonna be in my something. I don't know. We gonna see. I definitely got something cooking in the oven right now. Something in the crock pot. You know what I'm saying? Got something in the crock pot, G. Yeah. Much love, much appreciation, much respect to all y'all diligent, all y'all fearless, all y'all Moors out there that's standing 10 toes down. You standing on principles. All right? Love instead of hate. Love instead of hate. Hate creates nothing but hate. Love creates harmony, balance. It creates energy vibrations of the higher self. Love creates that, not hatred. It's easier to love than it is to hate. You know how many muscles that the human body has in the face? You know how many muscles it takes to frown your face up? Yeah. It takes less muscles in the face to smile than it does to frown. You know that? I'm gonna leave y'all with that. I self-law and master. Much love, Moors. Islam.